How we doing, guys? Welcome back to the Cincy Stripe Show. As you can see, there's a big gap on our left here. Gary's not here tonight. Work scheduling got in the way of that, but he'll definitely be back next week, and he'll definitely be with us for the combine stuff that we're about to do this weekend. But we're just gonna go over some NFL mock draft stuff that we did for the Bengals and offseason predictions we have, and kind of go over the Zach Wilson trade and see what people think about where he can go and who's throwing at the combine, who's not throwing. And the defensive line performance today was actually pretty nice to see, especially with Fisk, and Sweat was moving.
That's for
on
sure.
his 40.
Chop Robinson
Was moving.
He ran faster than Nick Bosa and Will Anderson.
I'm faster than both of them. So
we'll find out this weekend, won't we? You probably won't run it.
I don't know. We'll see if I run it or not. See if they sell beer at the combine. Maybe I'm out there.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll just start. If we want to start with the combine stuff, kind of how I have it on here. The Bengals they started with defensive ends. Maybe not started, but they met with Jared Verse, Chop Robinson, which are both first round grades. Gabriel Murphy. These are some later round guys. Gabriel Murphy, Muhammad Kamara, Nelson Caesar, and Jalen Harrell. And then for the tight ends, they met with Brock Bowers, who obviously all Bengals community loves, Jatavian Sanders, Dallin Holker, Eric All, and AJ Barner. Any of those maybe shock you or kind of surprised that they met this early with them or something?
No, I kind of do. We were meet with all the tight ends and stuff like that. That's a big need that we have.
I don't know a lot of the DN names. They kind of maybe not shocked me that we met with maybe like Chop Robinson and stuff, but it would just kind of shock me if we went DN first round. But at the same time, it kind of shocked me last year when we took Myles Murphy. And it also just obviously depends on what we do in free agency.
Yes, again, I don't think I've been seeing stuff about Brock Bowers. I don't even think we go tight end round one just because of the stuff that's going to be available to us, like right tackle, defensive tackle. I think we might hit heavy on defensive tackle if we can get like Michael Winu or some other free agents like that. I'll pull up the free agents on here so everyone can see it. But like Michael Winu really sticks out for me, really, if we can just try to get him, because he'd be top 15 tackle at worst.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And just with the maybe not depth of tight ends in this draft, but like we said, Burrow can kind of elevate some tight ends, and maybe you can find a later round steal at a tight end that maybe the Bengals like, instead of taking a first round tight end and kind of maybe not reaching on Brock Bowers, obviously, but if Bowers, I think Bowers is going to be taken before our pick. So unless we trade up, I don't think we're going to get Bowers. So outside of him, I don't really know if there's any worth taking in the first round. So I think we'll probably take one in rounds 2 through 5. It would probably be my projection if we're going to draft one.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of sitting here looking at the free agents.
For tight ends, or what free agents are you looking at?
I'm trying to learn how to screen share on here right now, honestly.
No, but
I'm new to this.
No, it's working. I just saw it up there on the screen.
Was it working?
Yeah, it was. But I don't know. When it comes to tight ends, obviously everybody's all wanting Bowers and stuff like that because he'd be the perfect tight end fit. Like, everybody wants to see that connection, him and Burrow. But also, I would love a Jatavian Sanders, and you wouldn't have to maybe trade up or do anything to get Bowers, because I just don't see Bowers falling to us at pick 18. I think maybe Jatavian Sanders would be a good fit, or who's the guy? Ben Sinnott. I also like Ben Sinnott, which obviously it's just like the first day or two of the combine, so they haven't met with a lot of guys yet. And I think I saw on Twitter somebody said Ben Sinnott wasn't there yet or something like that, or he hadn't met with the Bengals yet. So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. But you can just go to the free agent tight ends that are, available this year. You have Hunter Henry, who I'm not really that big of a fan of. He is 29. Yeah, no. Johnny Smith, he's almost 29 years old. Dalton Schultz, 27. I mean, he could be.
I just think he wants to stay in Houston, though.
He could want to. But someone that really sticks out to me is Noah Fant.
I love a Noah Fant.
26 years old, get him for 3 years, can have a someone that's can really solidify himself tight end one, especially
for
with
sure.
a quarterback like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So those are like the tight ends I'm really looking at right now.
Yeah, my top 3 tight ends that I maybe so I would have maybe Noah Fant, Gesicki. I know a lot of people were thinking like about Everett when I think he got cut, or is he a free agent? But people were maybe wanting Everett or Jonnu Smith, who did just recently get cut by the Falcons. But outside of Fant, Gesicki, there might be a sleeper one. I just lost him down here. Harrison Bryant. He kind of was a young guy, 25 is about to be 26. We've seen him play a lot in Cleveland. He just hasn't had many opportunities, behind Njoku, and they're kind of great tight ends over in Cleveland. So if like they take a little flyer and still draft somebody like a Harrison Bryant and then draft somebody in rounds 2 through 5, because I think we obviously all agree that we think Sample is going to be back. I don't know about Hudson. Hudson probably. I don't know how much he would want paid or how it's going to work out for Hudson. I would love to see him back, but if you can bring in maybe a bigger name to help this offense kind of elevate to the next level, it'd probably be ideal for me.
Yeah, another person in free agency that I really want is Michael Winu. Just looking at him, 26 years old, plays right guard, right tackle, can fill in at that left guard spot if we really need him to. It says this, what SpotTrack.com has him at is at $13.6 million a year. That's his calculated value for 4 years, which I think is worth it, especially for a position in a team like us, where if you sign him, you can fill in for guard. You could still draft right tackle in the draft if you wanted to.
Just getting a guy like that kind of makes it easier if the bank, like how they did last year, kind of to go best player available if they wanted to. And if one of the tackles is up there that they love, they can still take him and still have Winu do his thing at guard or something else.
I would really prefer Winu over almost any other free agent that's available.
Really?
Yeah, he's my number one target right now.
He would be a great fit for us, and it's kind of perfect for us because he can play guard and tackle, like you said. I have us getting him maybe on a 2 to 3 year deal, kind of a spoiler of my mock off season for the Bengals that I'm gonna go over. I don't know if you guys will go over, but like you said, I would love Onwenu. I'm gonna have to learn to say his name if he becomes a Bengal.
Yeah,
I'm kind of. I
didn't watch a lot of Patriots games or anything this year, so just need to figure that out on how to pronounce his name
for sure. Is there any like maybe D tackles or interior pass rush that you were wanting? Maybe that you might have your eyes on.
There's quite a few.
There's a lot of names on there that it's just how are the Bengals. We're trying to see through the Bengals' point of view and how they approach things in free agency.
Eric, you got any defensive tackles in free agency that you?
Yeah, I really like Nichols.
Bilal Nichols.
Is it how you pronounce it? Yeah. I really like him. I think he'll be a pretty good someone the Bengals could actually get. I can actually see them getting him.
Where's he been playing?
Raiders, I think.
Yeah. And I could also see Tart coming to Cincinnati.
I like Tart just for the right price, though. Like,
I think he could do it, but I think he's back to Houston, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
He had 1 sack and 370. Obviously, it's not all about sacks. He had 4 QB hits.
You looking up Tart?
Yeah, I'm just on all the D tackles, kind of looking at him right now.
My guy was Justin Matabuke, but I heard he's going to be tagged up by the Ravens, which would be very smart on their part. Yeah. I mean, his value currently sits at $20 million from what Spot Track has for his, calculated market value. So, I mean, I would have loved to get him. He would have been my number one free agent target if he wasn't tagged.
For sure.
Same with me.
But since he's going to get tagged by Baltimore. So
2 of the guys, D tackles that I would love and I kind of have my eyes on is, which I don't know because they might want big money, is a Javon Kinlaw or a Christian Wilkins. Kinlaw, he played 438 snaps because in San Fran they have a deep interior D line. He had 4 sacks, 6 QB hits, and then Christian Wilkins, he played double the snaps Kinlaw did, 823. He had 9 sacks and 23 QB hits.
Yeah, Kinlaw, I mean, his estimated market value right now is $5.4 million per year. You get him to a 2 to 3 year deal. I think that's perfect for the Bengals, especially for his age at 26.
For sure.
I think he has a lot of upside potential for us. So
Mhm.
I mean, again, I think if we hammer home, with free agency, I think you can do whatever you want in the draft.
For sure.
You can. We'll do a mock draft here in a little bit on here, but
Because I was thinking of Grover Stewart, but the Bengals don't like to pay. Like he's 30, going on 31.
I think they'd rather re-sign DJ Reader
Exactly.
if they're going to get someone that age.
That's why. Because I know we had talked about him before, but then I didn't know how old he was. I thought he was maybe like 27, 28. But
DJ Reader posted a video on
His-
himself on Instagram
he's
today
doing
running in
rehab.
that.
Yeah, the thing that you saw when you saw Burrow doing his.
Yeah,
rehab.
Burrow. Yeah, Jennifer Schultz commented on our Twitter post of Burrow working out at Black Sheep Performance.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to see our boys in the gym working during this off season, draft time.
For sure. I was trying to think if I thought there was one more, maybe D tackle, but I don't see him. I don't think there is.
I wouldn't mind Sheldon Rankins. I mean, he's almost 30.
Yeah.
He had a good year last year. Would not be a bad fit for us, honestly.
Yeah. The thing with the Bengals is they don't like to pay like high money. They like to take chances. Maybe not chances, but they like low risk, high reward kind of guys. Guys that like want to prove it. Like when Larry Ogunjobi came, maybe that wasn't prove it because we knew he was good, but I don't know. The interior pass rush when we had Larry is just we need somebody to help out. And obviously if we draft somebody, they could help, but I think we also need to bring somebody else in to help have a good rotation.
Yeah, definitely depth.
Yeah, for sure. Because when DJ went down last year, man, it was tough.
Yeah, before we jump into any other like news in the NFL, we should just do a mock draft real quick just for the fun of it on here.
Yeah, for sure. Like a combined one. Of
we all
three.
just
like we agree on
now.
pick.
Now let's say we hammer home, free agency. We can kind of just go BPA here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll use Pro Football Network's.
That's what we always use.
Cincinnati 7 rounds. We're going fast here.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully
Let's get started. Caleb Williams picked by Chicago. So where does Justin Fields go with that one?
Atlanta.
I mean, right here. I mean, you got Latu, Newton, Fuaga, Kalen Mitchell, Jackson Powers Johnson, Chop Robinson, Byron Murphy II, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
A lot of good players that.
I mean, there's a lot of great players available right now. So I mean,
and that just proves that if we hammer like what we need to and get the depth we need to, we can kind of go BPA and take one of these better guys that maybe we don't exactly need at the time, but like a Quinion Mitchell, like part of me wants to say like we don't need a corner first round, but the way that people are hyping him up to be, he could be a dog, and that him because Mike's obviously gonna be gone, but who would play the slot? Like when Mike's gone, if it's Quinion Mitchell, DJ Turner, and Cam Taylor.
Let's just say like we signed like Michael Winu, a few other players in free agency to kind of like where we can go BPA. Who do we think's the best player on the board right now? Latu, Newton, Fuaga, Mitchell, Powers Johnson.
My thing is, if we sign on Winu, does he play left guard?
I think he play all guard.
Because
I think he play left and right.
Because how many more years do we have Kappa? 2, maybe 1 more year.
I think we have one more on contract.
I'm just trying to say, like, maybe I guess he takes Bolson's spot if we were to take one of the tackles. If we did sign on,
I mean, you could always sit the tackle too. I mean,
yeah, that's true
for a year and have him be your depth guy. Learn, get some practice reps in for a little bit. So I mean, you're not starting him immediately.
Because we could obviously go Newton if we wanted to get younger and have a good rotation at D tackle like we've talked about. Who do you like in this, Eric?
Oh, I like Powers Johnson.
You like Powers Johnson?
Yeah.
How many more years do we have Karras on contract? Just 1?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure just 1.
Because obviously we're going to need to find his replacement at some point. And is he just a center or can he play center and guard?
I mean, I can assume he can play both guard positions, but as far as I know, he just strictly center.
Because in a lot of my mocks, I haven't taken Jackson Powers Johnson just because I don't know if I personally don't see it, but obviously I can see it in a different way. But do you think?
Man, don't put us in a war room for an NFL team.
Yeah. It's just a lot of good players.
Hey, this is why when we're watching the draft, like, dude, just come on, make the pick or it's taken forever.
We're just like looking at the bottom.
This is we're not even getting paid to make this decision right now, and we can't. even come up with it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of this draft is just very deep and has a lot of players that the Bengals could use.
Like right now, like Jerzon Newton's probably my favorite player.
And
on
like
the
a
board.
lot of the mocks though, Latu's not even available for our pick. And like,
Yeah, no, I'm shocked he is available.
so like obviously the Bengals could be like, oh, Latu's available, and they go Latu. They take that route depending on what we did in free agency. But I don't know.
See, sometimes these mock simulators don't make any sense. Marvin Harrison dropping the 5 to the Chargers.
Yeah,
Brock Bowers going 3rd to the Patriots. That's a crazy mock. So I mean,
so do you guys want to take the tackle or we could take the tackle route? We can go Powers Johnson if you guys wanted to. I'm okay with any of these players. It's just
honestly,
who
there's
do
no,
you
like I
think?
said, there's no wrong decision.
It's kind of think
Just because
ahead.
it's best player available.
Yeah, but you kind
Which
of
is
want to
Des
think.
Latu, but we don't really need edge
Yeah,
as of right now.
you can't outside of like the top tackles. There's probably not tackles in like the later rounds that they maybe love. I'm just trying to think. Corners. Oh man, it's just I don't see the corner hitting the field, which they don't have to. But if you're going to take them in the first round, I think I want to see them play a decent amount. But
So far, of what we've seen from the combine today, probably I think Byron Murphy could jump up more on this list. Jerzon Newton is my pick right now.
Yeah, my pick is one of the D tackles, either Newton or if whoever you just said, the D tackle from Texas.
Oh, Byron Murphy.
One of them too. Like if he was to keep shooting up the boards, my pick would be one of the D tackles because we need interior pass rush and we need just help there. Like BJ Hill's got 1 or 2 years left on him, and then it's the question: did we bring back DJ Reader?
It's a lot of question marks right now.
And
I don't know, Eric. You said yours was Jackson Powers Johnson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, since me and Colton both said defensive tackle, out of the defensive tackles, which ones are you choosing?
Probably Murphy.
Murphy. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll draft
okay.
Murphy.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, like you can't really go wrong. It's just defensive tackle was voted. See if it would have been different if Gary was here and Gary said
Like was yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I want Jack Bauer Johnson.
Yeah, then we're having a real deep
flip a coin.
conversation. Well, see, here's okay. So we drafted,
D tackle
Byron Murphy, and then you have Tavondre Sweat here in the second round.
That's what I was trying to get to when I was saying like you have to kind of look in the later rounds because maybe they also like what's his name Hall from also Ohio State. I don't know how
Michael Hall Jr.
Like they might like him. Like I know Tavon, but these are just mocks. So obviously Sweat might shoot up the board.
Could always double dip a defensive tackle. You got Ennis Rakeshaw Jr., cornerback from Missouri, Chris Braswell from Alabama. Patrick Paul from Houston has been grading really well. Got Cedric Van Pron down the board a little bit. I mean, TJ Tampa from Iowa State, I like.
I like Patrick Paul. A lot of the rest of the names I personally don't know because I need to do more studying, but I could see them going tackle. And then even next year, if Kappa is a free agent, moving on Wonu to the guard spot. And then they have a tackle. Hopefully he can step in and be their starting right tackle.
Of course, Duke and Zach coach talk anytime they talk to the media, so we don't really know how we're feeling about Dax Hill at the safety spot because they say, well, he can play corner, he can play this, he can play that.
Sure.
So I mean, you do have Tyler Nubin here. I mean, I don't know how they really feel about Dax Hill.
I think they're going to keep Dax at safety.
Oh, I hope they do. I think he has a lot of potential. But my pick right here, I mean, it's probably Rakeshaw Jr.
What position?
Corner from Missouri.
I'm cool with the corner. Them even contemplating maybe taking a corner in the first round is maybe having them. You can never get cheaper at a position, I guess we don't really have too many guys coming up on contract at corner since we have besides Mike. I don't know if he can maybe that guy can play the slot or anything because we'll have to fill Mike's spot eventually. But I don't know.
Eric, what are your thoughts?
I'm good with that pick.
Rakeshaw?
Yeah, I was hoping to hear Sanders' name available.
Yes.
Let's see.
I don't think he was.
We can see where he was picked, though. Sanders. Tavion Sanders picked 37 to the Chargers.
See, look, Latu just went 10 in mine.
So the Chargers got Marvin Harrison Jr. and
Sanders
and Jatavion Sanders in this box.
But they're worried about the run.
That is one hell of a first 2 rounds for Jim Harbaugh.
All right, I'm gonna
Out the
Byron.
gates.
I'm gonna try to catch up and see if some of the names are still somewhere, so it's easier for me to read the names. I was trying to read the names on our live, but I couldn't read it.
And then when we get to the 3rd round, I mean, there's a couple running backs that are actually really good. And
Mixon's on his last contract year. If we were to not cut him,
Ben Sinnott's right here. Kalen King, I like him. Braylon Allen, I'm a huge fan of. Jonathan Brooks, he's coming off an ACL injury, so I mean,
they'll probably go away from that.
no saying how he's going to test there.
I like Ben Sinnott a lot, but it also, like we said, I don't know what they're going to do in free agency. But
Yeah,
if they do, they probably are only just going to sign a vet for a 1-year deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of sitting at the Ben Sinnott route right now. What do you think, Eric, on that one?
I take Ben Sinnott here.
I love Ben Sinnott. Who did we take 2nd round?
Already got me
It
forgetting.
was a corner, you said.
Oh, Rakeshaw. And then, you get to round 4. Again, it just, there's a lot of good players, especially like Marshawn Lloyd. I'm a huge fan of Marshawn Lloyd. I watched a lot of USC this year, and I became a pretty big fan of his, especially with pass blocking. He's a pretty good pass blocker. Then you got Bo Limmer at pick 138. I think we should just go ahead and take him.
Yeah, take him.
Just take Bo.
Big fans of Bo Limmer over here. He had a really good Senior Bowl. Really loved watching that guy. You can always get corner, kind of later down the road here. Not corner, running back.
Who are we going to see? What positions are we all going to see?
We'll be there Saturday. So we'll
it's
see
like the
quarterbacks,
receivers.
wide receivers, running backs.
Cool. Hopefully we can see some of these running backs that maybe we're thinking about taking and stuff like that. Hopefully they run the combine or the 40 well. That'd be cool to see. What are we in the 4th round still?
No, we're in the 5th. First pick of the 5th. There's Lamia, that offensive tackle from Utah. Tyler Davis, defensive tackle from Clemson. I like Tyler Davis. I just don't know if we want to double dip yet.
D tackle.
Tackle. I think we might just go the tackle route here because we kind of need the
for sure.
need the depth.
Yeah, exactly. They like to prepare for the future. I mean, obviously it's a 5th rounder, so we don't know. Hopefully they can hit on guys outside of the 3rd round this year.
You got Tommy Eichenberg available in the 5th. I like Tommy Eichenberg. We need that linebacker depth too. I think we're going to lose ADG this year to free agency.
He's going to go on and go get some playing time.
Yeah, I think teams are probably going to be high on him for special teams and as their, left side linebacker. Or he can play anywhere.
I think he's right, but he probably just plays anywhere.
So we'll go Tommy Eichenberg for depth at linebacker.
Did we take a running back yet? Or no? I don't think we did. Or did we? Did we take Lloyd?
No.
No, we didn't.
Well, I mean, we have Ray Davis available right now in the 6th round. We all like Ray Davis
from Kentucky.
Eric, you like Ray Davis, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's a little old.
How old is he?
It's like
44.
I think he's like
44.
I'd be 24.
Yeah, a lot of guys staying in college for the NIL stuff. I mean, he's from Kentucky, like went to school at Kentucky, so usually they're not like big names. But they, at the end, by their 4th year, they make like I think Benny Snell was a 3rd or 4th year. I mean, he hasn't really done anything.
All right, well, I'm about to draft Muhammad Kamara from Colorado State because I watched him in that Colorado game and I liked him a lot.
I'm good with that.
Get some edge depth there.
Yep. And they met with him. I mean, obviously they're probably going to meet with a lot of guys, but just like an early guy they met with, they've only met with like 10 guys so far.
Theon Baki here in the 7th. I love that guy. Super athletic safety. He played running back a little bit. He could be our kick returner. I think he has good ball carrier vision. So, I mean, we could definitely do some work with him.
I like it for sure.
On our last pick, Mr. Bengals Irrelevant. This is kind of where you can just go anywhere.
I probably won't even know any of these guys' names at this. Like that's why I usually only do the first 4 rounds.
I've drafted Jace McClellan from Alabama quite a few times.
That's why I typically get towards the end.
Jace McClellan.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll just take him. Get a running back in there. So we're looking at Byron Murphy the first round, second round, Ennis Rakeshaw Jr., third round Ben Sennett, fourth round Bo Limmer, first pick of the fifth round Sateo Lamia, second pick of the fifth round Tommy Eichenberg, linebacker from Ohio State.
I like it.
Sixth round Muhammad Kamara, edge rusher from Colorado State. He was actually really good last year. I liked his performances. First pick of the seventh round, Sion Vaki, really athletic. He's probably going to test really well. And then pick 252, Mr. Irrelevant for the Bengals, Jace McClellan, running back from Alabama.
Not a punter?
No, see, my free agency mock, I had us getting Tommy Townsend.
Yeah, right.
But it seems like we might.
Brad. They'll probably give him to midseason if he's still sucking. They'll probably, like, if we're where we want to be.
Don't be shocked if we bring in, like competition for him, though.
Oh,
honestly.
we will. We'll bring in somebody undrafted, probably.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they usually do. And he's going to win out the job against an undrafted guy, unless the guy comes out booming.
But enough about, the Bengals. I'm sure some couple people would like to hear about some, actual NFL news.
There might have been some more. I just couldn't.
L'Jarius Sneed, he's been granted a request to
after being tagged. Yeah.
He was tagged, and now he can seek trade. Don't expect the Bengals to be in on that or anything, because we
they'll probably actually trade him, because that's what they did. I don't think
they did that with D Ford,
and they traded. They didn't tag Tyreek, I don't think, but
no,
Tyreek just got traded, like, because
Tyreek was on contract.
But, like, just saying, like, if they weren't able to reach their money amount, like, they're gonna probably trade him. If they trading Tyreek.
I haven't seen anything about Chris Jones getting extended either.
I heard they're trying to, like, get him extended, but
see, they didn't. I think it's funny how they didn't tag Chris Jones, because they know he won't play on the tag.
No.
So they're like, yeah, we're not going to play that game again.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson got permission to seek a trade. I feel like he's a lot of untapped potential.
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
I know that
Jets team was a damn dumpster fire this year.
I know we tweeted that out, and people were just like, whatever the new league's called, UFL, home,
CFL.
I'm like, somebody's gonna take a chance on him.
I mean, it's kind of like Trey Lance. I mean, Trey Lance, was he worth that pick for the 49ers? No. 14 college starts. Same as, like, Zach Wilson. I mean, he played at BYU, not a lot of, tough competition.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he does have a lot of arm strength. He's really athletic. I just think he needs that leadership and mentorship
for sure
to be, a decent quarterback.
A team I could see maybe taking a chance on him, trading for him, maybe a team like the Rams, if, like, depending on the price, obviously. Like, if Stafford were to go down, and he would work well, maybe with McVay.
I could definitely see the Rams.
I'm trying to think of, like, who else, like, maybe, like, their quarterback's kind of like
Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings.
If they are not able to land someone they like.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean,
I saw the Falcons are down to Fields and Kirk Cousins as like top 2.
If I'm the Falcons, I would try to get Justin Fields if I could.
I think they're going to. I think it's probably going to be.
He'd fit really well with what they're building on the offense.
They also said the news for Russ Wilson will be coming soon with the Broncos. They'll be making their decision soon, which I think they already said pretty much, like, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I could see him going to Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh seems like they're good with Kenny Pickett. So
yeah, that's true. That news did come out today.
That's how they're,
I'm trying to think of where else, like, I could see Russ, like, who needs, like, the Titans maybe. I don't think Callahan maybe might want that. He'll probably ride with Levis.
He probably wants to ride with Levis.
Season, see what he's got.
I don't know. You'd be surprised at some of these teams. I mean, the Vikings are looking for a quarterback. I think they want to go
in a Vikings jersey.
I think they want to go younger though, so I think they're going to draft one.
Nobody else in the north of NFC East.
If the Browns are smart, they'll aim for a quarterback.
Drake May. Like NFC South, Panthers, Saints, none of them need it.
Well, the Buccaneers didn't.
Unless Baker doesn't come back.
They don't have Baker yet. I don't think they're tagging him either.
Which is kind of, I think they're tagging Winfield. If they're going to tag somebody, it'll probably be Winfield. The NFC West, you got the Rams. Seahawks, they said they're keeping Geno on the roster, so he's probably going to definitely
They're keeping Geno on the roster doesn't mean he's going to play.
That's true. But if you're paying, like, I'm pretty sure he's getting paid decent money. So
I think they draft quarterback, though, and they have him sit. That's probably their plan.
Mike McDonald, that's such a good hire. I'm glad he's not on the Ravens defense coordinator.
Yeah, I'd be looking out for Patrick Queen to go to the Seahawks.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Mike McDonald might be able to take a few people. I wouldn't be too surprised about it.
I like that fit.
Saquon's top landing spots, the Texans. That would be ridiculously
I know.
unfair.
Yeah, we don't play that division this year, do we?
No, I don't think so. I don't want
Saquon
to.
would go for 200 on us if
Yeah.
Stroud doesn't even throw all over us like he did last time.
Yeah. I don't want to play, CJ Stroud and the Texans again. If our defense is going to help.
Of course, Stroud
be how it
can't win
was.
to the AFC.
Yeah.
I wish he would have went to the NFC. Like obviously, we can still root for him because he's on the Texans, but like he's gonna be good. They're gonna probably be in the playoffs. I don't know why I say probably. They're gonna definitely, unless the Colts do something.
Depending on how Anthony Richardson returns.
Yeah. I don't know. That was Alexander Madison got cut, but the only reason I put that is because maybe the Vikings kind of know what they're gonna do at running backs because it only saved them like $400K. It was like $4 million dead cap, just cutting him. And he's 26 years old. Maybe you could have kept him as like a dual. I guess they have a Ty Chandler. Maybe they like Ty Chandler. But yeah, are you ready to get into the mock off season, or I can tell you what I had kind of had?
Yeah, let's just hear what he had for the mock off season.
I tried to do it on the whatever app we were trying to do it on.
Fanspeak.
And I gave up on that because people were wanting too much money. So I just did however many years and stuff. I didn't do money because I obviously don't know ball with money. So for restructure, I had Orlando Brown Jr. and Sam Hubbard getting restructured. I think those are two vets that they might ask and say, hey, we want to restructure and stuff, even though the Bengals don't usually do that. They've done it the last couple, maybe last year and the year before. I got us re-signing Cody Ford for 1 year, Drew Sample 1 to 2 years, just because we love Sample and the way they were using him at the end of last year. I think they definitely want to bring Sample back. I do have us bringing back DJ Reader after today's, like the last week. Like DJ, they're showing like he's still been, obviously he's gonna be friends and stuff with Burrow and Chase, but he was in Phoenix with them hanging out. I think the way he's showing like his rehab, I think they're gonna try to bring him back. And then I have a signing. Christian Wilkins, 2-year deal. I think he's 27 or 28, 26 maybe. He had 9 sacks. Michael Onwenu, I have him 2 to 3 year deal coming to the Bengals. I didn't know, since we're not going to bring back Boyd. I don't think. I do think we'll bring in a vet receiver just for a year, maybe to help with like have a little rotation with Charlie and Yoshi, and if we were to draft one. And my idea was maybe a Kendrick Bourne or a Josh Reynolds. It's not going to be somebody obviously like expensive, but somebody that is going to want to come play and try to win for a year or something and prove it and kind of get money for the next year. For tight end, I have us picking up Noah Fant or Gesicki, like we talked about earlier, for a 1 year deal and keeping the kind of the tight end thing going. And maybe we'll draft one finally, like one in the top rounds. And then these are like my maybes down here. I have maybe a vet corner to maybe replace the Woozy spot, because I don't think we're going to bring back a Woozy after how he kind of looked last year. Nothing bad on a Woozy. He didn't look bad in times, but there was times where he got burnt toast. I have the guy like Jordan Lewis, who was in Dallas, or a Sean Murphy Bunting. Maybe a vet safety to take. Obviously, I think. Oh, I didn't say cut. I'm definitely cutting Nick Scott. Maybe a vet safety. I have Mike Edwards, a Geno Stone, or a Taylor Rapp. Taylor Rapp, I know the Bengals were interested in last year when we decided to bring in Nick Scott. Actually, I think Rapp got signed by the Bills like right before, because I was like, well, there goes Rapp. And then a vet pass rusher I put on there as a maybe. I don't know. I think besides Hendrickson, we need somebody. I know they said Hubbard was playing kind of more hurt than people thought last year. I don't know. We just need more pressure help besides just Trey. So I don't know what kind of guys they would bring in, because I know they don't want to pay big money for a guy unless he's a younger guy. Like I was thinking maybe a Bryce Huff, but I think he's going to want more money than probably people are going to want. He's probably going to just want to be a starter, and I don't think the guy who's going to come in is going to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to keep Hubbard and Hendrickson as starters on the edge. And then in my mock draft I had done before with this, I had us taking Newton round 1, Jatavion Sanders in round 2, Audric Estime, running back from Notre Dame, in round 3, because I think after this year, I don't think they're going to cut Mixon this year. I think they're going to rock with the Mixon Chase Brown kind of duo, unless they draft a running back and they prove it. And then Bo Limmer, who we've talked about multiple times in round 4. I only did 4 rounds because outside of those rounds, I really don't know many names. What are your thoughts on that? Like anybody that you're like maybe that's a no for sure? Or...
No.
Wilkins was kind of my bigger guy, but I didn't realize he was only like 27, and I was like, ooh, maybe. And he kind of provides a lot of pressure in that interior. Like I said, he had 9 sacks. He had like double-digit QB hits and stuff like that, and that would really be a big help. And hopefully, if that would be a great D tackle room. If we were to sign Wilkins, we still had BJ. I brought back DJ for 1 year, and then we're to bring in Newton. Imagine that D tackle room right there.
Yeah, so like you went pretty big with free agency, which we know the Bengals don't do.
Yeah, no, that's why I said it's.
We typically,
well, the bottom 3 was maybes, like probably not going to happen, but it maybe to replace a Woozy, and they didn't count out like bringing in the vet safety the way that they were asking Duke Tobin and stuff like that. The vet pass rusher, I don't think is going to happen, which I want it to happen because I think we need more pass rush, and we've seen that, but I don't know.
Like I'm all for bringing back Drew Sample,
Mm-hmm.
DJ Reader, Cody Ford. Definitely bring back those 3. Cody Ford because he can play guard and tackle. That depth there, is undeniable.
They like to use him as that 6th alignment, like extra lineman.
Yeah, that extra lineman. In my free agency, I had us. I'm not on the side of letting Robbins cook for another year.
Me either, but I just was trying to be realistic.
Yeah, I get it.
I guess this.
I want Tommy Townsend's a free agent. Go after him.
Go get a good.
Someone flip the field. Robbins, Simmons says there's a lot of meat on that bone. Me personally, I don't think there is.
If you're in a window and you obviously were in his face most of the time, like from what you guys said, they didn't show it much on TV. You guys said.
I mean, I can count on one hand how many good punts he had.
Yeah.
And that's a problem for the amount of punts he had.
You can't be scared. Like if you're a winning team and a team that's in a window, I know Burrow said the windows his whole career, but you got to be willing to make the moves. Like the Chiefs, I guess Townsend was a free agent. That's why they brought in Areza, but Areza is better than Townsend. Well, from what we remember, we haven't seen him punt in a minute, but he's probably still a dog. But like you got to be willing to the guy that can fully flip the field like Areza. Townsend can do that for us. Like I know Chiefs fans, like when people were bringing up in our Twitter, people were saying go get Townsend. They were like, he didn't have very good punts in the playoffs. Like the last game or 2, there was a couple bad punts, but it's probably better than what Robbins would do for us.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm going to support Robbins if he's on this team, but I'm going to be pretty pissed if he continues to perform like that and we don't do anything about it.
For sure.
Getting a guy like Mekhi Becton wouldn't be too bad. I know he has an injury history. Everyone has a problem with that. I understand that. Noah Fant be perfect for us.
For sure.
So, it's just little moves like that. If Michael Winu is available, go after him. Like I said.
Yeah. Number one priority.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just because, the defensive tackle class, Madubuike is going to be tagged.
Yep.
Chris Jones is going to cost a lot of money.
Yep.
Sheldon Rankins, Grover Stewart, they're up there, 20, 28, 29, almost 30 years old.
Yep.
Kinlaw, I would like for depth. I would like to get him drafted defensive tackle. Restructure Orlando Brown, restructure Hubbard. I've even brought up the possibility of cutting Hubbard just because, he's been getting
if you're going to bring in a
bit.
Bigger name. But I don't like the way they were saying he's going to come back with vengeance, or they didn't say vengeance, but they said he's going to come back better next year and stuff because he was playing more hurt than people thought, which the way they made that sound, Hubbard's obviously going to be the starter, I think, next year.
Yeah. Eric, what do you got for your free agency to close off the show?
I signed quite a bit of people.
Not the Bengals way.
It's not, but if I was in charge,
this is how we know it's a mock off season.
They got to change something.
A lot of people.
Something's got to change, right?
I got Michael Waynu, need a right tackle. I got Nichols.
Hello, Nichols.
Brought back Drew Sample. Brought back Cody Ford. Got Rocky Sin. I think they need another corner. Noah Fant, a tight end. Brought in Tart. And I signed Rigoberto Sanchez.
Punter,
yeah, from
that's 6 free agents.
The Golds.
We'll see if we go with that.
I don't know.
I do
think something's
5 maybe. They get like some
I don't
smaller ones.
think anything's going to change on the free agency side of it.
You don't think so?
No.
The way that I know, I just get like a little hype. Not hyped
Sometimes
up,
I don't like the way Duke cooks.
Yeah, I was about to say I look too much into the way Duke words stuff because Duke was.
That's why I texted in the group chat the other day. I said I'm done listening to what Duke Tobin has to say because anything he says is immediately going to be questioned and it's going to be a enigma, and he'll have a different tone about it next year. Like the whole T. Higgins thing. You know, his tone last year was, go get your own receiver. Now this year it's like, that's what really set me to the part where I'm like, I'm not going to listen to what Duke Tobin says anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just a lot of question marks behind what he says because he talks in that enigma style where he doesn't want to give away too much of our plans, which as fans it's irritating, but I do get it from his position.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to give.
You don't let teams know your next move.
Yeah, which I get.
To be fair, you said 6 was a lot. But last year we signed what? Orlando. We signed Nick Scott. We signed Irv Smith. We signed I just had him in my head. Crap. We signed like 4 or 5 at least last year. I mean, what's one more if they're willing, like with our cap space, you got to be willing to spend the money.
Which I typically don't do.
Yeah. But it's like, oh, we're top 5 in cap space. It's like, okay, spend it. Which I know you have to keep in mind that we're gonna be needing to pay.
And my thing is, it's like the Bengals are working on an extension for T. Higgins, and T. Higgins isn't a Bengal because of the Bengals or because of T. Higgins. It's his super agent that he has.
Same agent as Bates.
That's gonna push for every cent they possibly can. So obviously we want T here.
Oh, Cody Ford.
The Bengals want T here.
They signed Cody Ford, so that's 5.
But
there's probably somebody else I missed. But you saying 6 is a lot?
6 is a lot.
We signed at least 5 last offseason. There's probably somebody.
But how many of them were game changers?
Probably Orlando.
One.
Cody Ford, maybe.
Obviously, Irv Smith. I had him as my breakout player, and he did not. He broke out in a pretty bad way. He broke out in a COVID way.
I think none of our breakout players did well. Like my breakout player, I think was like Zach Carter and
Travion Williams.
And Travion Williams. Like none of them did well.
I had Joseph Osai too. I really thought Osai would have.
He showed us promise.
After that AFC
game.
Championship game stuff.
Is it coaching? Like, is he not getting enough playing time, or is it like something they don't like? I don't know, because he played well in that playoff game against the Chiefs, and maybe probably other games before that. I just can't remember. And then it's like, oh, we have all this hope that Osai is going to do something this year, and he just really didn't see the field at all. So I just, I don't know.
Looking at Tier Tarts, he's 27. Not a bad.
Yeah, I was looking at the ages throughout free agency. I'm like, yeah, you got to kind of think the Bengals way. They don't do 30 plus usually.
Bengals typically don't, but I think they will with DJ Reader. I think.
Yeah, they'll bring back DJ.
They really like.
That's
DJ
why
Reader.
I counted out kind of Grover Stewart.
I think in-house 30-year-old DJ Reader is different than in-house 30-year-old Tyler Boyd.
That's why I went Christian Wilkins. He's 28. Ken Law. He's 26. Sebastian Joseph maybe is up, but he's 28. About
Speaking
to be 29.
Of Boyd, how old is Boyd?
That's what Boyd's about to be.
He's 29, so he's about to be 30.
That's why I don't think they're going to pay him. Well, obviously, I just don't think they're going to bring him back either way, but it's just another reason.
I mean, the Bengals will hand him a contract if they really want him, but it won't be for like a ton of money.
Yeah,
or a lot of guaranteed.
Somebody will be willing to pay him.
I think Boyd will leave just for the change of scenery, honestly.
Somebody will be willing to pay him that needs a vet receiver and stuff like that.
Panthers, they'll spit out a bunch of money for him.
Him and Hayden Hurst back and Vaughn back together.
Yeah. But we'll close out the show like that. We're almost at 45 minutes. Good show. Good run.
Good show. I love it.
We'll see you guys next week. Stay tuned for this weekend with the combine stuff.
For sure.
So
I'm excited. I'll be posting some TikToks. I don't know what exactly of yet, but I will be posting some for some content for us to try to build up our TikTok and probably try to post them as shorts so we can try to build up that too.
All right, sounds good. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.